Good afternoon, Ma'am Anna. Thank you so much for making your time for today's interview. And today we'll be talking about the topic problem based learning. So, the first question here, ma'am, is what is problem based learning?
Technically speaking, that method is used in order to develop the critical thinking skills of the students. So it works in the sense that students are presented with actual real world problems in order that they may be able to apply the different learning concepts and principles. So in such a way, the student is not only learning theoretically, but they see the relevance and the actual application of what they have been learning in schools.
I see. So, this is like the application approach in order for them to learn how to integrate what they have learned in real life. Thank you so much for that answer, ma'am. And in number two, the question is how do you integrate technology with this type of learning?
Because I handle senior high school classes such as practical research, disciplines and ideas in the social sciences, creative writing, and the other one is personal development. This semester, I asked my students to use the social media in order for them to post the outputs which they have completed in my different subjects. And likewise, they also make use of technology through the application of different types of video productions when they make films about positive emotions, and when they also made a photo diary in order to entice other students to have a positive disposition despite the different calamities and the different challenging situations that we are in right now. Likewise, in my research subjects, I also ask my students to make use of Google Forms in order to gather data coming from respondents who actually experience the different situations with which we are trying to study or focus in.
So that means, ma'am, that both you and the student are still able to integrate the problem-based learning in today's time, even with this pandemic preventing us to go to school. Thank you so much for your answer. And next would be, in number three, problem-based learning aims to create a solution that needs a real-world application. So how do students collaborate through information and communications technology in achieving the aim of problem-based learning?
Since collaboration is among the 21st century skills that we try to instill in our students, as much as possible, most of the activities are done through group works. So we assign them to different sets of groupings where they have different or delegated roles. So collaboration exists when they try to play these different functions. So someone acts, for example, in video production as the director, somebody acts as the script writer, somebody acts as the editor, and so on and so forth. So in that sense, collaboration is achieved while trying to apply the method of problem-based learning.
It's nice that they still have communication and collaboration in spite of not being able to meet each other. So thank you so much, ma'am, for your answer there. And in number four, as our last question, what are the challenges of using ICT when it comes to problem-based learning?
We have to remember that the learners today are called as the next two generation, and that they are also digital natives. So that means to say that they are very much proficient and knowledgeable about the use of ICT. However, the challenges comes in with the attitude of some students when they tend to not cooperate with their groups. Likewise, time constraints is one of concerns. So when I sense that they cannot meet the deadline, I volunteer to adjust the scheduled submission or the deadline, and we agree or we form a sort of negotiation in order that they will also be able to cope up not just with my subjects but with the other subjects as well. Likewise, since some of the students may just be hitchhikers, meaning to say that they will not really give their input or contribute to the group, I usually give the leader the chance to rate the performance of their members so that each member will feel accountable and that they would not just rely on other members of the group. In that way, all of them are able to develop the competencies which we would like them to really have in this time of 21st century learning, and that they will also be able to really be expert in applying the concepts that they learn from our subjects. So that is all that I can share with you. I hope that this information would help you in your subject, and that I hope that you are able to get an insight as to how this method is used in our classroom, even in our time right now when there are no face-to-face classes because of the pandemic situation.
Your responses are very much appreciated, ma'am, and I learned a lot from you. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great weekend and stay safe.